everybody, and welcome back to the Breakroom. It's March 16th, 2026, a Monday, if you can believe that. And there's a lot going on in the nerd world to stay on top of, so we're going to do a roundup of the headlines. Brian, hit the graphic! Okay, good. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, beautiful. I'm Alex Berg. With me today on the desk is the only woman Jessie Buckley takes acting advice from. It's Abby Friel.
Hello. I mean, I did tell her, I didn't really coach her on Hamnet, but I did help her with The Bride.
Yeah.
So.
That tracks.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes with multiple screens, off camera, it's Brian Kim.
Woo.
Hello. I don't have a camera here, but I'm here. I exist.
Brian does exist. Technically, he exists.
He has
It's
a
true.
really cool hat on that you guys won't get to see.
Oh, it's
You guys
great.
don't know.
If you like Puss in Boots, you'd love this hat.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get into the headlines. Let's start off with the Oscars. The 98th Oscars ceremony was last night here in Los Angeles, which meant for those of us who live here, you just plan on not leaving your house at all because of road closures. But the full list of winners is available all over the internet. I feel like there's a little something for everybody. Some crowd pleasers. The things I want to highlight today are the wins for Michael B. Jordan, who took home the Best Actor award for his work as the Smokestack Twins in Sinners, and Amy Madigan, who of course won Best Supporting Actress for her portrayal of Aunt Gladys in Weapons. The reason I want to focus on these two things today is because genre films frequently take home a lot of technical awards, but these are two very high-profile wins for horror movies specifically. Was this just a good year for horror, or does it feel like the Academy is starting to broaden their definition of what counts as a quote-unquote Oscar movie?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question to ask.
I don't have an answer, and it could be both, you know.
I mean, I feel like you could also switch out horror and say, was it a good year for Warner Brothers?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
I mean, I bet this really helps up whatever finagling they're doing with Paramount at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like both those movies, more specifically Sinners, even though I also loved Weapons.
Yeah.
I feel like it was so good that it almost transcended a genre.
Yeah.
And it just made it like it was speaking for itself. And I feel like the Academy definitely listened, and it was a good year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with, the thing I keep going back to is Sigourney Weaver's win for, was it Aliens, right? Like, where Aliens is an action movie through and through. It's a sci-fi movie through and through. I think that that performance was great.
Yeah.
I think also you have to look at, going in the lineage of like, how did we get to Amy Madigan winning for Aunt Gladys? I think you also have to look to something like Hereditary, where, Toni Collette obviously had like such an incredible performance. But yeah, part of what I liked about seeing those two wins specifically, and, longtime viewers, 40 Streak member club, Kyle Stew may know, like I didn't love Sinners, but I loved the pieces of it. I really loved Weapons. I was surprised to see Weapons get the nominations that it did. Pleasantly surprised. But I think the Academy has for a long time kind of had this very this very rigid definition of like what an Oscar movie is.
Yeah.
And it's normally like an older white male actor playing someone with like some kind of thing they have to hide from society. That could be their sexuality. It could be a physical, like deformity or something. And it's just very sort of trite. It's almost a bit.
Yeah.
And so, I'm really happy to see a couple wins from last night. Sinners obviously, like, I think Michael B. Jordan's win was the first time someone had been awarded for playing a dual role, right? Is that correct?
I think so.
I think so too. I'm like, and he's so fucking charismatic in that, like he's so good in that. And Amy Madigan's Aunt Gladys, I think, is as iconic of a character as, Tony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And so I like seeing the Oscars give awards for like, hey, this is something that like wormed its way into the zeitgeist.
Yeah, and I feel like it's gonna maybe have an effect down the line where we're gonna see like this opened the doors for so many more.
That's my hope.
Movies?
It really is. Yeah, that's my hope. And like, and even One Battle After Another, which isn't I wouldn't categorize that as a genre film. That is sort of closer to what I would think of as an Oscar movie. Is still a weird fucking movie. Like, like it's crazy that a movie with the line "Semen Demon," like won a Best Picture statue. So I was happy to see those wins specifically, even though I was not watching the event because I was stressed out about other things.
Okay.
That's how I live. I get stressed and I'm like, I'm reading a book,
I did watch.
What were your thoughts on the event? How'd you like Conan's hosting and all that stuff?
I feel like it was good. Yeah. I like Conan a lot. It was maybe not as strong as last year's to me. Disney really said, we're about to lose the rights to the Oscars, so let's just go full force with the plugs.
Yeah.
We had Grogu, we had Doomsday stuff in there, Doomsday hints.
Yeah, obviously RDJ's whole outfit was totally yes. He had a little brooch and a watch, and the watch was my favorite thing because the watch is clearly a diving watch, and I don't dive, but I can tell it's a diving watch because my grandfather was a watchmaker, and I grew up having to know these things or risk disappointing someone I loved, and I thought that was interesting.
I feel like we always learn more. Like it only ever comes out in Breakroom, your lore.
This is my lore is fascinating. People will love Berg lore. But so I was like, so if RDJ's wearing a dive watch to coordinate with Doom, is that just like it's a green watch, or is it like Doom's gonna go underwater and fight? Like I've been so warped by working here for too long.
Honestly, you should go with Eric and
I'll tell him.
That's a video.
We'll get a theory video up on the channel. 20 minutes about this. You'll see. Okay. Well, so I was happy to see, and there was a really thoughtful write up. Circling back to the Aunt Gladys of it.
Yeah.
There was a really thoughtful write up on Polygon, and I meant to put it in the script so I could shout out the author. I don't want to take credit for their work. I want to drive people to their work. About how male actors are frequently rewarded for playing villains and female actors are not. When they get best actor, supporting actress awards, it's for like caregivers and people who move a story forward emotionally, if not necessarily like the plot.
A mother.
Yeah, exactly. And they made the point that Amy Madigan winning is kind of the first time that type of role has won a Best Supporting Actress or Best Actress Oscar since Rosemary's Baby, which I thought was like really fascinating. Yeah, they did their research. I did not do the research. I can't remember who wrote the article. It's on Polygon. It was published on Sunday night. It's a really great read. But yeah, so I thought that was like a pretty salient point. We can hear someone making espresso in the other room, and it's funny. You guys might not be able to hear it, but we can hear someone making espresso.
They're really making
coffee.
It.
They're going for it, man. They're going the full Hoffman on this one.
And no shade to the person making coffee, but
no shade. You gotta get it right. You don't want it to be over extracted. Don't want it to be under extracted. Get a little bit of bitter in the crema. That's no good. Okay, let's move on from the Oscars.
Yes.
Okay, Brian. I don't even want to give you a chance to chime in, man. I'm mad at you.
He doesn't care.
I don't care. If he did care, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's Brian. I'm not going to care about Brian.
Doesn't watch movies or shows.
Dude, he's wearing a fancy hat back there, and he doesn't have the cojones to come on camera with his fancy Puss in Boots hat. Big ostrich plume. Man thinks he's better than us. I don't think so.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know what this energy is. We're going to roll with it. Also, a few weeks ago, we heard that Paramount was rebooting G.I. Joe in the weirdest way possible. We went over that news here with Gina. The way that they were rebooting it was they were having Max Landis and Danny McBride both turn in treatments and write scripts, and then they were going to combine their favorite bits of both, which is so insane.
I think that was only the best recipe for that movie was think about your favorite parts of Max Landis.
God. I have so many. It's hard to choose.
Think about, the universally beloved Danny McBride.
I know. It's just like, what is... So anyway, we talked about this on Breakroom. It made Gina furious on like 12 different levels, which was fun to see.
I wish I was there.
Gina couldn't pick a lane, and I say this with nothing but praise, between being mad as a writer and being mad as a woman. And it was really fun to watch the intersectionality of anger.
I'm mad as a woman and as a not screenwriter, but I'm still mad when Max Landis almost ran into me at the AMC Century City.
Fair.
And I think he has actually done a lot of horrendous things that are way eviler than that, but that was pretty rude to me.
Yeah, but this is one that strikes home for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so this collective outrage against Max Landis seems to have moved the universe because Deadline reported on Saturday that Paramount has officially passed on Max Landis's version of the treatment. They said there was an anonymous quote in Deadline that said something to the effect of it's not about his past, it's just we didn't like the tone of the treatment. But I think
if you're gonna hire Max Landis at all, you know the tone. I don't like that's that's a weird take to have after the fact. It's whether or not you like him, you know what he's capable of.
Also, what you didn't like was that the tone was kind of satirical and a little tongue in cheek. Danny McBride's not going to give you a stone serious G.I. Joe movie. He's going to lean into the camp, you know. But yeah, so I have some people in the chat here asking Spidey Sensei saying, why can't Gina write the G.I. Joe movie? She pitched that. Gina's been hosting a G.I. Joe podcast for I think as long as I've known her.
Oh, so that's personal.
Gina is so steeped in G.I. Joe lore. To a degree, I don't think you could be unless you wrote G.I. Joe. I think that's...
That makes a lot more sense.
Yes, Gina's very plugged into the G.I. Joe.
My level was that I was really confused in that Transformers movie.
When they showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the G.I. Joe movie that had come out years prior or whatever?
I did see it, but I was a child.
Right. Right. Forgive me while I contemplate death and imagine what I want on my tombstone real quick. Pepperoni and cheese. That's an old commercial. No one knows it. Okay, well, let's move on from G.I. Joe because really all I really want to do is say Gina was right. Fuck Max Landis.
I think Gina... What? Let's get her in there.
Let's get her in there. Hey, everybody, write your senator. They don't have anything more important to do right now.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Look up your local executive.
Yeah, tell them it's okay. You don't mind the long lines at the airport, but please get Gina Ippolito on G.I. Joe.
Make it a hashtag.
Yeah, make it a hashtag. Make it happen. Okay, now moving from the silver screen to the TV screen, we got a new trailer this morning, or was this yesterday? The Maul Shadow Lord trailer dropped. I think it might have been this morning.
Today has been 5 years.
Today has been. I haven't had a chance to watch this yet, and
same.
I'm a sucker for trailers. I watch trailers for things I will never see or play. I just like a good trailer. Let's check out the Shadow Lord trailer, Brian. If it's okay with you. Wow.
Ooh.
Did I just see Spidey webs?
I liked it.
Yeah, it looks like a good trailer to me. Something I'm curious about with this show is, as someone who has not seen Clone Wars or or Rebels or any of that sort of stuff.
Are you confused?
No, I'm not confused actually, because I know who Maul is loosely. I don't know, all his backstory, but I was in high school when episode 1 came out, and Duel of the Fates had a music video that was regularly on MTV.
I love that.
It's great. Yeah, so for me, just watching it, the music and just lightsabers, kind of flipping around. I'm that looks very fun. I wonder if it's a good trailer, or if I start watching the show here, I'll feel a little bit like I'm catching up on season 7 of something.
Yeah, it's very time will tell. I feel like I also am worried when a trailer has so many cool fights.
Yeah.
You're how many are we, how much have we not seen?
I bet a fair amount, actually, because I think that if you are... I don't want to speak for all Star Wars nerds, because I think even though as a youth I was an obsessive Star Wars nerd, at this point, it's I watched every episode of The Simpsons for 15 years. That still puts me at a less than 50% completionism for The Simpsons. My youthful obsession doesn't count for anything anymore. But I think the fights are gonna be a key piece of the show. Maul is
Yeah.
Like he's setting out to just like at the end there where he cuts down the ATS, the chicken walker. I can never remember it's AT-AT or ATST, but when he cuts down the chicken walker, you're like, fuck yeah! Like when he's got a bazooka, you're like, fuck yeah! Like I think this is going to be like a fairly action heavy show.
Yeah, I'm worried. I don't know what's unique about it in terms of the normal Jedi Sith storyline.
Yeah.
Especially because we've seen a lot of Maul in Clone Wars and in other things. And a lot has been hinted at with him. But I don't know. I feel like, okay, he's going to recruit a person who can use the Force, and it's just the rule of 2, and here we go. Like, I don't know how it'll be. I'm intrigued. But
do you know when it takes place?
I think around episode 3 and 4.
Okay.
Am I making that up? I was sick the day you did the breakdown.
Quit polishing your sick hat and give us answers.
I'm pretty sure it's happening like a little bit after like Order 66 happened.
Okay.
So sooner after.
Do you have a year on that?
What happened?
Yeah, give it to us in terms of BBY.
Do you have a BBY?
Give me a BBY on it.
BBY, it is a few short years after Order 66.
A few years after Order?
Yeah, a few years after Order 66.
Order 66 was 19 BBY according to Google's AI overview. So, okay, great.
0 BBY is New Hope, right?
Yeah, it's End of New Hope. It's Battle of Yavin, yeah. So I think this looks fun. I don't know if this is something I'm going to watch, but it is something where if it gets good buzz and people around the office are like, oh my God, this is great, then I'll check it out.
I will be watching because I have to. I would be watching. I actually am a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And I actually, unlike some people here, have seen a lot and enjoy the animated shows.
Yeah.
But I'm tired.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Maul will wake you up.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I feel like I'm just being a Maul hater for no reason.
He's evil. You can hate him.
I know. I just am like, okay, I feel like for me, like peak Maul is like him fighting Ahsoka in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, can we top that? I don't know if I really care.
That was kind of me when Solo came out, is I was like, I think we already know the coolest stuff Han Solo has done.
And Maul appears in Solo.
Does he?
At the end.
Really? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I remember nothing from Solo. But I just remember going into it being like, I already sort of know what peak Han Solo is. I would have loved to see Donald Glover as Lando in a prequel.
I know, and we thought that's what we were going to see. And then, like most things, seems to be in development hell.
Yeah, it'll happen. I think that we will get a Lando prequel. Same day, same release day, we get Blade with Mahershala Ali. But before then, Maul Shadow Lord will premiere on April 6th on Disney Plus. Looks like it's going to be 2 episodes a week leading up to May the 4th. And our very own Eric Voss will be breaking each episode down over on New Rockstars. So if you're all in on Maul, if you're Maul in, make sure to check those videos out. And everybody knows the opposite of a trailer is hearing news that a show you thought was coming is not. And that's the case with Chloe Zhao's Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot that was in the works at Hulu. We have a quote saying a source close to the show indicated to Variety that despite the reboot not moving forward, there is a lot of love for Buffy and the streamer will still consider future iterations on the IP. And then within that quote, basically the door is still open. This is wild to me for a couple of reasons. The first reason being that Buffy has such a huge following, a devoted following, and Chloe Zhao is such a huge name. How bad was the pilot, do you think?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if what world and what it had to have been terrible.
It must have been so bad, right?
But what would have been terrible about it to the people that are approving it? What would have been terrible? Was it giving Eternals as opposed to I don't know, OG Buffy? I just don't even know what.
I think I take a pretty dim view of most executive decisions because I think that in the modern media companies, and I would put Hulu in this category, the people who are creative in some way. Like it used to be the case that a lot of execs, were like fundamentally creative people who weren't good at execution, but they could spot other people who were good at execution and trust them and be like, well, they'll execute it. And I think now we have a lot more execs who are business people who aren't creative themselves, but just like movies, which is different. And I think that those execs really need things spelled out for them, and I could see a pilot for a series like this having some kind of mystery box stuff in it. I could see it having some kind of like fundamental character development stuff that would maybe pay off huge later on, but might not just be that like kind of, pull you in right the second thing. Now, a project of this scope and magnitude, they would also obviously have been working with not just the pilot episode, but also probably scripts for future episodes, probably a show Bible that covered 2 or 3 seasons. So it's possible that like the pilot wasn't that terrible, but the direction of the show wasn't, shaped to the execs. But this is still this is very surprising.
It is very surprising. I feel like Hulu needs a big IP like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if everything's being rebooted, why isn't Buffy the Vampire Slayer included in that?
Yeah, I hear that.
I feel like it was a missed opportunity to even get people to watch the show for the first time. Maybe they were worried it wasn't appealing to the older crowd, or maybe or even it's not appealing to new viewers. Maybe it was like too locked into the lore, but that's like not even a Chloe issue. Like that's
that wouldn't be her.
That's not so it's like a weird, I don't know.
So here's the other thing I wanted to bring up, which is Chloe Zhao directed Hamnet, which Jessie Buckley just won an Oscar for last night. Nomadland, which Chloe Zhao directed, won 6 Oscars in 2020, including Best Picture and Best Director. Meanwhile, Eternals bombed. Obviously, people hate it, and this Buffy reboot isn't going forward. Chloe Zhao clearly wants to do genre stuff. What would you like to see her do? Because maybe it's, maybe she's just like a square peg in the round hole of this studio system, but she's clearly a brilliant filmmaker. I want to see someone like that elevate genre.
I mean,
stuff.
I would love to see Eternals too. I know that doesn't answer your question.
No, it does. It does.
I don't know. I feel like maybe just go back to the drawing board. I love her like older stuff. I love that movie with the women and they're in the Western town. It has a weird name.
The only thing that's coming to mind for me is The Quick and the Dead, the Sharon Stone gunfighting movie from like the 90s that I think Sam Raimi directed.
That's like, it's not like simple women.
Is it Women Talking?
No.
If so, thank you, Hammy Amy. Oh, it's not that. Never mind, Hammy
Amy. It's like a Western.
I mean, for me, I think that when I think of Nomadland, I think of it as this kind of like elegiac, like sort of visual poem, about this like weird kind of like, Frances McDormand is so uprooted, but so like resolute and individualistic at the same time. Like I think of it as and I haven't seen Hamnet, but I hear people, because it sounds so depressing, I don't think I can watch it.
It is really depressing.
Everybody I know is like, oh, if you cry with kids stuff, you can't watch it. I'm like, then I guess I'll never see it. But
I just want to say that I was thinking of a fake movie. It is a real movie, but it's not by Chloe Zhao. But I have seen The Rider, and that's my favorite.
I don't know The Rider.
It's like I love her like when she does Middle America stuff. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that was Nomadland, and so like I would love to see her do sort of it's almost trite to say like her take on Logan, but I want to see her tell a story that's genre, but I don't want her bound by someone else's IP. I think that's the issue. I think she is clearly a very good.
Do you think?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's Marvel Pirate.
Do you think it's the same issue that it was with Eternals, where it's just so not in your face, like she doesn't fully commit to the whole. Like, I'm not saying that Eternals was bad. I liked Eternals.
I didn't like Eternals, but I also don't blame Chloe Zhao for Eternals.
I feel like the thing with that is like it just wasn't. It was such a different pace.
Yes.
And such a different tone in so many ways of a normal Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Do you think it was like that with Buffy where it's just unrecognizable.
I think that's probably what it is. I think Chloe Zhao has a much more patient rhythm.
Yeah.
Than, and that's why I would love to see her work on either a piece of original IP that is genre, and like very heavily genre, very heavily in like the superhero kind of genre. Whether that's a piece of IP that is just so divorced from any existing MCU or prior property, or it's one that she's developed completely on her own or with a writer. Because I think she's so good. She's so clearly talented. Like, my fear is that the things that make her unique are the first things that get shaved away by studio notes from people who don't understand what she's going for. Yeah. And I want that layer to be removed. And I think if she got outside of that,
let's just give her power.
Yes, give her power. Like, seriously, like give Chloe Zhao a blank check and just be like, hey.
And why couldn't that have been with Buffy?
Yes, why not? This is my thing. It's so shocking to me that you can have a director who has such unimaginable success outside of these like very rigid studio systems. And then those studios, it makes me blame the studio system and not Chloe Zhao. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I also blame them. I blame them for most issues in my life.
Blame the studios.
Yes. That's just sad.
Yeah. It's a bummer the Buffy reboot's not moving forward. I think that was like a really interesting pairing. I would have been excited to see it. Speaking of things, that's my segue. Is green stupid?
Yes.
Damon Lindelof's pissing people off for saying so. Here is the full Lindelof quote that's got everybody ticked off right now. Brian, would you hit it, please?
So, you just announced a Green Lantern show.
It's
called Lanterns because we all agree that the green was stupid. So now it's just lanterns. So
Lindelof saying we dropped the green because green is stupid is ticking people off.
I think that that's valid. I think that it does. The people who are mad are valid, but also
chill.
It's chill. Green Lantern does kind of sound silly. I feel like.
Well, so let's get a quote here. So for those of you who are deeply steeped in comics, you'll be no stranger to Grant Morrison, who is responsible for 10,000 things. Including like introducing a whole generation of people to occult sigils and how to use them. Like Grant Morrison is arguably one of the goats of 21st century comics writing. Grant Morrison clapped back instantly saying, quote, TV writer-producer Damon Lindelof's comments notwithstanding, the green in Green Lanterns is not stupid. Why does a writer attach himself to this kind of narrative if he thinks it's fundamentally stupid? You don't hand CSI scripts to patronizing writers who condemn forensics experts and their haircuts as stupid. So why hire people who are ashamed and in denial about the comic book material they've been assigned to develop? Why don't they turn down jobs they're not suited for? It's not like he needs the money, and Lindelof has proven that he can come up with his own ideas. What is this jockish dismissal of superhero conventions intended to prove anyway? Does Lindelof imagine it makes him seem less nerdy? It's a bit too late for that, so what's it all about? The only people who give a expletive about the Lanterns TV series are Green Lantern fans. Why alienate them at the start? That feels more like stupid. Now, that's the quote from Grant Morrison. I want to say something here because I am on the record from this very show about liking the Lanterns trailer, how its grounded approach. I like it visually, I like it tonally, and I still agree that calling green stupid is bad. However, Grant Morrison was sort of railing about these genre conventions. I think those genre conventions need to evolve. Hopefully that evolution happens organically instead and not dismissively. But, in the great Morrison v. Lindelof throwdown of this week, I certainly side more with Morrison than with Lindelof. But I think being overly devoted to conventions can feel kind of gatekeepy too.
I think that Damon Lindelof's quote and even I hadn't seen that video. It wasn't as mean-spirited as Grant Morrison took it.
Grant Morrison did take it pretty personal.
He acted like he was like a bully in high school, shoving him, Damon shoved Grant Morrison into a locker and said, "Green is so stupid, loser." Where it's just more it's just a color. They'll get it. And it also just doesn't fit the tone. If the show was about Guy Gardner and like specifically this Guy Gardner.
Yeah, Nathan
like,
Fillion's version of him.
I would be like, okay, the Green Lantern like makes more sense.
Yes, the middle fingers at the end of the movie is one of my favorite parts of Superman. Yeah,
and as opposed to this, it just doesn't seem to fit. But in the context of like, did Damon Lindelof come for all these people and like, what's the word? Like diminish their like love for this? I don't necessarily agree.
No, I don't necessarily agree. And again, it's tough because Grant Morrison has written so many comics.
Yeah.
And a lot of Grant Morrison's comics are aggressively non-conventional, like really responsible for introducing some like really nuanced themes on transsexuality and gender and all this and identity and all this other stuff. Again, like all the occult stuff, like, arguably a lot of the Matrix is inspired by Grant Morrison's work, So I mean that to say, like, I'm not trying to attack Grant Morrison as someone who doesn't know anything about comics. He's arguably one of the fucking living experts.
Yeah.
However, I do think that there is this kind of holdover mentality among comics artists and comics fans from the days when being into comics was like kind of a fringe thing and did make you a nerd. Yeah. And now, like, certainly in the year of our Lord 2026, like Marvel's had cultural dominance for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
It's hard to adopt this kind of, hey, we don't get to see any of our comic stuff on screen after we've gotten to see so much of it. Maybe not for Green Lantern specifically.
Yeah.
And then also Lindelof did Watchmen, which I loved the HBO adaptation. So I also kind of trust him to do something grounded.
When the show got announced and Damon Lindelof got announced, I was never scared.
No.
No.
And the trailer I'm like so jazzed for. Jazzed.
It would have been funny if the Twitch notification went off.
Let's see if we can time it. Who can do a quick redeem some bits for jazz hands? Ready? You redeem bits, I'll do jazz hands. Here we go.
We sit here for an hour.
Wow. A stunning rebuke of Bob Fosse. Oh, wait, hang on. Here we go. Christian's on it. I just saw it come through on Twitch.
Wait, I might have.
Oh, Brian muted it. Brian! Okay, Brian Christian Unpronounceable. This one's for you. La.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got all these people sending in bits now. Brian's muted it. Brian!
Unmute it.
I'm trying.
You've been hanging out too much.
It's that hat.
It's that hat.
See.
It's turned you into a monster. We can just see his ostrich plume waving back and forth over there frantically. Okay, some more jazz hands. This one's for Alex Reyes. This one's for the Void Between, Hammy, and Lady Ash 13Y. Thank you all. Okay, Sarah Hatchadorian. I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about when the I really like the trailer for Lanterns.
I'm hashtag Team Damon, honestly.
Yeah, I think I get a little bit. I completely understand what Grant Morrison's saying. I'm not trying to misrepresent them in any way. But when people talk about like, hey, this isn't what I expected it to be, and now I'm grumpy about it, I get a little bit like, well, it used to be a genre convention that the hero was always a white guy. Like it's these media need to evolve.
You don't want it to even take away from like what Lanterns is doing in different areas.
Yeah.
In terms of like representation.
Okay, that one was either Pandromeda or Sarah Hatchadorian. I've lost track of where we are, but now I'm going to be jazz handing for the rest of the episode, I can tell.
I want you to do Breakroom with someone else, and then you have to explain to them why you're doing jazz.
You know I won't. It'll be like Meat Wife or Kevin the Bacon. I'll just be like, hey.
Meat Wife. Shout out Meat Wife.
Meat Wife. Shout out to Meat Wife. But yeah, so I think that I think we have so many pieces of comic book media that really skew towards those conventions. And I also don't think Lanterns goes that far outside of them. But I can appreciate why Lindelof's comment would upset some people because it does feel dismissive, and I think that's also a bad look.
Yeah, I won't neglect that it does feel like.
It feels very dismissive. Yeah. And I think he meant it as a joke, in all fairness to him, but it's still... But, you know, this is a joke. I'm not being dismissive to the tap dancing community here, you know? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is just one of those situations which is like, I wish you two could just get a coffee because I think you have more in common than you do in different.
It was just also like, oh, my God, there's so many other things happening in the world.
I know.
Let's not argue about green.
Yes. We found
the green.
We found some green. You can check it out. Our video from Friday last week.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have a couple other random things here. Aaron Pierre has been confirmed that Jon Stewart will appear in DC Man of Tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, like tying that back into the lanterns of it all, like it seems like the studio has faith in what the project is doing and establishing. Like, you know, for a TV character to be before the TV show even airs, for the studio to be like, they're coming along to the big screen. Yeah. That's like a very positive sign.
No, it's very positive. It's also exciting. I was kind of scared, like maybe Hal Jordan and
Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner.
I did this last week. I always forget Jon Stewart. Like they were going to be subjected to only their show.
Yeah.
And so, not that that's already like that's been happening in the DCU. Like everyone's been kind of running back and forth.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited, and I think that even though the trailer is very minimal, I feel like Aaron Pierre is going to be amazing.
He was. I wish I could remember the name of that Netflix movie he was in.
Oh,
where it was like the standoff between him and.
Yep. And it starts with a B. It has a B in it.
But he's fucking phenomenal in it. When he's just standing outside the police station with his arms, like, you know, like at his fucking...
He's also really good in Mufasa, the Lion King.
Oh, I did not see Mufasa.
He is good.
I did see the first live action Lion King in a movie theater at El Capitan in Hollywood.
That's OG.
It's OG. I was there with my daughter, and I'll tell you this. She got
Your daughter was not alive in 1994.
No. The live action reboot.
Oh my God.
I did see Lion King in a theater in 1994, but I was like my daughter's age.
I don't know why I thought you said the original, and I was like,
my daughter's in her 30s.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's why I said that's OG because I thought you were like at the El Capitan.
No.
No, that's fun though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got bored, so I did not check out Mufasa, given that I did not have her to make.
Yeah, I was one of 10 in my theater, but I had a good time.
But yeah, I really like Aaron Pierre. We're getting closer and closer to Daredevil Born Again.
Yes.
We got a little sneaky snippet from Matthew Lillard recently, who describes his character, Mr. Charles, as somebody who, quote, bends the ear of very powerful people around the world, saying he's interested in world politics. So when he's dealing and trifling with someone like Kingpin, he's not that impressed. There's this sort of Cheshire Cat energy about him. Which could be an interesting foil to Kingpin in season 2. You know, like I always, my favorite part of Sopranos, and I will bring this back around to Matthew Lillard, is in the early seasons before Nancy Marchand passed away, when Liv was this like person who Tony had no power over, but still had to deal with. And hopefully that winds up becoming kind of the, the Mr. Charles Kingpin relationship.
I was going to say, as you were talking, I just kept thinking, like, season 1, like, Kingpin is so powerful and kind of unstoppable.
Yes, yeah.
And it's honestly really stressful to watch.
And I mean, even if, and I also really like when someone is powerful in a different way.
Yes.
And so maybe Matthew Lillard will be one of the pieces that I felt season 1 of Born Again was kind of missing that can make it hang together a little bit better, like, and up the quality of the individual episodes.
And also I love when Matthew Lillard gets work. So
he's great.
Yes.
He's great. He's I've never met him. I don't know him personally, but he used to be on an improv team at the theater that like Eric and Zach and Brandon all did stuff at.
Fun.
And people from that theater speak highly of him. And that is a place where like people can be dicks. People can be real dicks at comedy theaters when they've made it big and you haven't.
Yeah.
And everybody speaks highly of Matthew Lillard as like, even when he was filming stuff, he'd still be there for shows. He'd still hang out afterwards. Like apparently he's like a very nice guy.
I love that.
I love that. I love when nice people get work.
Yeah.
Not you, Max Landis. Back to the soup kitchen with you. He'll never be in a soup kitchen. He could just cry himself to sleep every night in a comfy bed for the rest of his life. And he should.
You ate.
You ate. He ate. Let someone else have a plate.
No, you ate.
I ate? I ate what?
You ate him up.
I ate him up?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm not gonna understand. I'm not gonna try to understand.
I got Brian walking around. That was so fun.
yeah. Mr. Fancy Hat gotta go take a breath, take a lap just for breathing's sake.
Yeah.
Also, we just found out during this Twitch stream I saw on Slack, we're getting a Dune 3 trailer tomorrow.
Oh my God.
There was a still image released on Twitter. Brian, can you pull that up this quickly with this short notice? Or is your hat in the way?
Who is it?
It's Timothy. It's clearly Timothy's people being like, distract from the opera comment.
Do you think they were thinking like, let's get him the win, and then we'll like once he gets the win, we're gonna go off of that into Dune 3?
I think they were honestly waiting to get past Oscar's stuff, because whether he won or lost, that would be the dominant piece of like Timothy's speculation over the weekend. And now that I think we're past that, they feel comfortable giving us some Dune 3.
Ooh.
So this is the still image we have so far of Timothée Chalamet.
What happened
shown
to
here.
His eyes?
Yeah, this is moments before going in with SEAL Team 6 to Maduro's compound in Venezuela. But we're gonna get a Dune 3 trailer tomorrow, and it's rumored, I believe, from a Kazakhstan media film site or something like that, which sounds like I'm making a Borat bit. This is my best guess as to where the information came from. That we are going to get a Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer this week as well. So again, it's rumored that is coming soon. We obviously haven't seen it yet. We thought we were going to get it during the Super Bowl. It's been over a month since then. So hopefully we do get to see some Spider-Man Brand New Day stuff this week. Either way, we will be covering, I believe, both those trailers on New Rockstars. I'd be surprised if we passed either of those up.
I can't imagine we're not going to.
I mean, there's no universe in which we don't do Spider-Man.
I think maybe Eric's kind of over it. He's probably
over Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's probably like, I think we're all kind of over it.
Honestly, I went in the room a few minutes ago and I just heard him, I saw him at his computer going, yes, yes. And it was just an AI-created image of Kingpin saying, I rule. And Eric was just sitting there transfixed going, yes, yes. Like, he was really happy about it.
He did that yesterday.
He's all Kingpin.
He did that last week.
He's all Kingpin now. He doesn't care about Spider-Man anymore. He's all Kingpin.
Yeah, he's over it. So. But yeah, we'll be doing that.
We'll see. Everybody's spamming Spidey macros in the chat now. So yes, we will have much to discuss later this week.
Yeah.
We'll be back on Wednesday and Friday with more shows. Depending on what's going on with the Spider-Man trailer, I could see a world in which we're all so busy on New Rockstars that a Wednesday show gets bumped this week. So if that happens, that's almost certainly why. But we'll see you guys soon. That's it for us today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to everybody on Twitch who watched live and put up with Brian muting the donations button during the Jazz Hands bit.
I'm sorry that your money was muted.
Wow. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Breakroom channel on YouTube. Likes cost you nothing. You can toss them around. It helps creators so much. And also give us a follow on Twitch if you're not currently watching this on Twitch, where we stream these videos live sometimes. Abby, do you have any socials you want to plug?
At Abigail Friel on everything.
And I'm on nothing. Brian, you're standby Brian on everything?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on nothing, but check out youtube.com/convoyimprov if you want to watch a show. Also, hey, are you a nerd in need of a t-shirt with nerdy t-shirt stuff on it? If
I
so,
am.
but Abby is. Are you like Abby?
I don't have one.
I know, neither do I. I just have sweat stains, and you can't really market those.
Sorry to cut off your plug.
What?
I am obsessed with the Nelson, Murdoch, and Paige
The one Brian was wearing the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone should get that one.
Wait,
Brian, come on. Oh
my God.
Look at this.
Perfect timing. Look at this. You want a shirt like this? Go to nerdriot.shop. Nerdriot.shop. Buying a shirt or some merch from nerdriot.shop is the best way to support New Rockstars. If you're somewhere cold, we have them in hoodies too. And beanies sometimes. Sometimes beanies. Not always beanies. But I think we should sell more beanies. But I live in Southern California, so I can never wear them. But buying some merch from nerdriot.shop is the best way to support us. It really just directly supports us, and you get a t-shirt out of it. We have designs for Daredevil Born Again. We'll have stuff for Invincible, I'm sure. We'll definitely have stuff for Brand New Day and Doomsday, and we already have some designs for those. So please go to nerdriot.shop, check out what we got. Follow Breakroom NR on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Adios. Goodbye. Thank you.